Danke televidente perché tu conosci, sa che di 2 ore di duce programa di New Day, mi tapisabo Carlos. De verdade, bota super, super criativo, então me pode imaginar que Kiko tá coisa grande tem esse tempo só tá vindo com a temporada nova de New Day depois de 7 de novembro. Pero na início do nosso programa, você atendeu tá papia over de já sabe como felicitar a Ebenezer Church com um tremendo weekend de inspiração de gospel. Well, the man himself tá aqui na seca nós ainda. O som prazer, nós podemos receber seca nós, de nós caso mais humilde, então humildemente, nós recebemos Pastor Charles Jenkins. Yay! Good morning, blessings.
Good morning.
So good
Bless
you can make it.
It's my honor to be here.
Thank you for joining us, not only in Curacao, but here on our little program, New Day Show. It's such a pleasure.
It's beautiful, it's amazing, remarkable, incredible, all of those big words.
Fantastic, fantastic. My favorite word is fantastic. Now let's go back to the weekend, because at the beginning of the program when we started, I was mentioning what a wonderful experience it was, a Saturday, courtesy of the Ebenezer Church, their 88th anniversary. Your impression on Saturday's event?
You know, it was exciting, exhilarating, and my wife and our team, when we came in, we had high expectations. We've heard so many beautiful things about the people of Curacao, and the Ebenezer Church has been so hospitable and so kind, and so when we walked in and saw masses of people and the joy and the excitement, it was really an uplifting and inspiring night. We were really honored to be here.
No, fantastic. Now, before you guys got down here to Curacao, we had a little interview, and we were going on and on about your skills in the music industry, the gospel music industry. What came first? Was it the music, or was it the word?
You know, music came first. My mother put me in classical piano when I was 5 years old, and took classical piano for 7 years. My grandmother played for all of the churches in our city. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, and so lots of my family, you know, one of my uncles was a principal in a band called Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Really?
He
Love
was.
them. Okay.
Yeah, so, and you know, and so from there I started writing music as a kid. It was a hobby, and it took off from there.
Oh, fantastic. Do you remember the first time you heard one of your songs on the radio?
The first time I heard one of my songs on the radio, I think the first time I heard, first song I heard was My God Is Awesome. I think I was in Tampa, Florida. And I was riding from the airport, I think I was. It was like, oh my God, I'm on the radio. It was crazy.
No, fantastic. Now, you've garnered so many accolades over the years. We can mention Billboard and writing Grammy award-winning songs, etc. And it's hard to sort of, it's easy to sort of get caught up in all of that. How do you remain, you know, with your 2 feet on the ground and so humble and so nice? You're so nice. You're cool.
And so are you. You're so nice. You're a superstar. You're nice. You know, all of the awards and all of that kind of stuff is really nice and really exciting. But I'm so fortunate when I'm touring. I did a tour with McDonald's last year and a number of other tours, and I get a chance to talk to people. Yes. And you hear so many stories and testimonies of people who have either come through a sickness or one lady said she was battling cancer, and I took you to every chemotherapy session. You got me through a divorce, you got me through the loss of a child, you got me. So hearing those stories help you remember what it's all about. Here in Curacao, a lady shared with me that she was ill. The words My God Is Awesome came to her mind. She searched YouTube, found the song, listened to it, and wasn't sick anymore after that. So hearing those kinds of stories remind you, whenever I'm writing music, I like to be inspired by God, but thoughtful about the people that will receive the music. And so it kind of keeps the main thing the main thing.
Well, fantastic. Let me switch back to Pavimento very quickly here. Televidente, nós estamos conversando com Pastor Charles Jenkins. Ele está contando-nos como está a sua inspiração no momento que ele atende sua cantica para o Biana Rádio. É tão famoso. My God, it's awesome. Tu rende quando você cantica. E como está a sua inspiração? Ante testemunho de diferentes pessoas que está conversar com ele através de sua carreira. Com Jainang está a sua inspiração também. Now, in making the music, there's so many stuff that's on the music charts, musically. Now let's switch over to the worship part. You know, sometimes people are not able to connect. Okay, well, he's a writer, musically inclined, but your worship part and giving people inspirational words is also quite solid, I must say.
Thank you, thank you. You know, I approach writing music as maybe some men or women of God approach writing a sermon. God, give me what you want the people to have. And so it's like taking a dictation. I'm getting a tweet or Instagram post fresh off the press, straight to my mind, and then I share what's shared with me. And so it's always exciting with some of the songs that I've written, see the tens of millions of streams around the world, and people say to me, you know exactly what I was going through. Yeah. I didn't, but God did. Glad he gave it to me so I can give it to you and you get hooked up with exactly what you need.
Well, fantastic. Well, that's the secret, because sometimes, you wonder, how does he know just exactly what to say? And just basing the experience, the Pastor Charles Jenkins experience only on Saturday, well, I can imagine the masses that are able to experience you in action on the stage and giving them those inspirational words the entire year through. So you guys, you tour the entire year. When do you get vacation? When are you off?
I'm trying to steal a few days this week in lovely Curacao. We're talking about island hopping a little bit around here, all of your beautiful, beautiful islands. But it's fun. It's work, but it's fun. And we all get tired. But when you're doing what you love what you do. And then people are so kind to love what you do. It feeds you and gives you life.
Oh, fantastic. Now, I don't know if our director has one of your clips queued up for us, whichever one, because all of them are really, really awesome. So our viewers can take a look at one of your songs. There's Winning. That was fantastic also on Saturday. And it's truly a blessing. And I can imagine that the members of your band, wow, they're like, where did you find those people?
They have fun. And again, for me, it's got to be an experience. It's mind, body, soul, spirit. People want to worship God and be reflective and contemplative and have our hearts ministered to. But then we want to have a good time, and we want to smile and laugh and dance. And my band, my lead is a part of our church family, and you guys have some amazing musicians here that I had a chance to rock with also.
Very good.
No, they killed it. They killed it. So it's always a blessing in my mind to be able to go from one extreme to the next and have super fun with Winning, lift our hands and sing to the top of our lungs with Awesome. Stomp a hole in the floor with This Means War.
Where my dancers at?
Yes. And we had a lot of them.
Yes, they were.
All ages.
Yes, they were. Yeah. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Now, I would say many people would say that the face, I wouldn't say religion, because it's the face of worship and the face of faith, believing, has been changing over the years. It's not our grandparents sort of worship. It's changing to cater to the new generations. What's your take on that?
I think everything evolves with time, and I think even when it comes to faith, I think very simply, the message stays the same, but the methods might change. And I think there's lots of positive evolution even in music, you know, to know that you can have big beats and big hooks and maybe get away from the traditional instrumentation of piano and organ or integrate the both. And so I don't think it's a bad thing. I think when you look at everything, television, technology, you know, everything evolves. And so I think that as long as the message remains the same, the method is open.
Oh, fantastic. Na televidente, conversando com Pastor Jenkins, we think ko bisa so Senora Tay. His wife is also here, Dr. Jenkins is also here, but she's part of the posse. Okay, she's part of the posse right now, so she's got us going with the live streaming thing. And hey, are we streaming to where? To Chicago? Instagram. Oh, Instagram. Hey, we're on Instagram. So she's part of the posse. So tell us a little bit about it, your wife. What's Senora esposa? Tell us a little bit about Dr. Jenkins.
My wife's a rock star all by herself. I'm grateful she lets me tag along. Yeah. She has a earned doctorate in Christian education. She has a massive passion for wives of influencers, pastors' wives, entertainers' wives, wives of athletes, and she does a massive conference. Just recently did one in Dallas, and she speaks all over the country. And just finished right before we came to Curacao. She was in Las Vegas with thousands of women serving, and she's an author and rock star wife, rock star
Let's
mother,
tag along.
you know, and hopefully I'll be a rock star with her after this, after I keep talking about what a rock star she is.
Because we're streaming live. Cool.
Yeah. No, but she's amazing. She's amazing. She's my girl.
Fantastic, fantastic. No, it's such a pleasure to see that, you know, people aren't ashamed to worship anymore. Because I can remember a time when it was like a big secret that you know that you love the Lord and you're going all out and worshiping, and now it's not anymore. No, people are not ashamed to say that they love the Lord. People are not ashamed to say that, or afraid to say that they have a special relationship with the Lord. Tell us a little bit about the youth.
You know, as you mentioned the youth, I was excited to see the youth here in Curacao take over the concert on Saturday. And I think that, you know, when you create an experience for them, they connect. They connect when I say at our church that, you know, it can't just be education. It's also got to be recreation. It's got to feel good. It's got to be fun. It's got to be enjoyable. And I think when it's relatable and it's understandable, I think that they readily connect. And I think with some of my music has been my commitment, try to create content that can connect sonically, sound-wise, and then also content.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Televidente, Pastor Charles Jenkins, nós estamos conversando com ele, a Mayinta. Yeah, Katamira, you fit right in. I must say, when you came onto the stage and I saw your band come on, I was like, wait, is this the Jenkins band, or are these also the second leg of, you know, the opening acts of Curacao? But then I said, oh no, but I think these are the invited artists. So you guys like fit right in. You guys can stay.
Curacao. We are home.
Yeah.
I yelled that yesterday. I feel like we're home. And it jived and it gelled. And again, I think it's Sounds of Heaven. I think it's called. It was amazing. Yeah. And my MD, you know, it was like we've always been together.
Yes.
We're not going to take them from you, though.
Okay. I was just about
We're going to let you
you
keep
can't
them.
have them.
We're going to let you keep them. We're going to come back and rock with them some more.
Okay.
We would like
allowed.
to take them. We would like to take them. We would like to take them, but.
That's allowed. That's allowed. That's allowed. But you know, it was so welcoming. Like our cameraman, he was saying, you know, it was such a great concert, and we have a saying here in Curacao. It's part Dutch. It's gewoon. So you're so normal. So normal is good.
I'm on the normal committee.
Normal is good.
Absolutely. I'm completely normal.
Normal is good. Then I went on like, hey, did you see his shoes? Did you get a load of the jacket? He was like, what? You know, so we were like going on.
You all put me on program. I had to put on my Sunday best on a Saturday.
It was very, very entertaining, very inspirational, and very touching also. And as you mentioned in how you put your songs together and the words just matched, you know, and I spoke this morning about stretching the faith. I was like, yeah, You know, and I remember that one particularly, Stretch Your Faith, you know, stretching the faith, and to make it go the extra mile for you. Once you have it, you know, just stretch it as much as you can. So I really enjoy that part also.
I'm so glad. Well, the young lady that sang that song, Donicia
amazing.
Ballard, amazing. She's a part of our label family at Inspired People. And she's got that song, Stretch Out, a new song called We Need a Miracle that's available everywhere. Phenomenal lady.
Yes, amazing. She almost like blew the roof off the place over there.
She's a roof blower.
Yes,
They
she was
invited her to blow
like,
the
"Oh,
roof.
I hope it's nailed down."
Yeah.
Because, you know, they won't be charging us extra for this concert because they like blew the roof off.
She can do it. She can do it. She's very powerful.
It was fantastic. So what's next now for Pastor Jenkins?
Great question. So I'm working on a brand new album right now. I've got a new song out that I didn't get a chance to share here called Grace, that's number 3 on Billboard with an artist named Leandria Johnson. And so that's going. I just did a couple of remixes to it.
Okay.
And I'm working on a brand new album. Should release it in the spring of next year.
Okay.
At a Prism, a part of 2 tours, and we're looking at some TV, a little bit of film, and a couple of other things. So 2018 is going to be crazy. We're doing a wellness tour with famed celebrity fitness expert Dr. Ian Smith.
Okay.
And so we did a DVD together called the Positive Air Workout. So the whole first quarter we'll be touring across the states, getting people in shape, and did a big wellness program at our church. People lost 80 pounds, 60 pounds, 40 pounds, came off of medicine, changed their diets. So we're going to try to take that across the country and the states.
Fantastic. Now, when you're not touring, what is like a typical day? Because I know for us, it's like, hey, we get up, you know, we have some coffee, you know, we go through the newspaper a little bit, we check our text messages, emails, and then, you know, we get on the grind, you know, the mill, and, you know, we're like hamsters, and then this, and then some excitement, and then, okay, then we get home. So what's a typical day for you in the morning?
Crazy. A typical day is crazy. When I wake up, I'm saying some prayers as I open my eyes, and then it's emails, it's conference calls, because as I'm an artist, I also own and operate my own record label. And then with the church in Chicago, the phone's ringing off the hook, and it's from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting, and on and off airplanes, in and out of cities. And so there shows multiple times a week, or I'm speaking. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's a huge honor. Changing hats all day.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrap, tell us a little bit about your church and the congregation. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the church is officially Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church. We affectionately call it Fellowship Chicago. I succeeded an icon in the body of Christ, a gentleman by the name of Reverend Clay Evans. He was there for 50 years, pioneer of gospel music, 22 albums. He was also is also a pioneer in the civil rights movement, a very celebrated historic place. And we got thousands of beautiful people who are committed to loving God, serving God. Massive choir of what I call good people.
Yeah.
You know, they're not just singers. Yeah, but they're just good people. Since we've been in Curacao, some of our team that's here has been sharing stuff back on Facebook and social media. And they just been chiming in. We love you all, miss you all, praying for you all. Just fantastic people who are committed to igniting love and inspiring good wherever we are. So just great place.
Now, you mentioned you had you followed up a very iconic person in the church. How did that go? Did you have to be specially groomed for that, or was it just a call? Hey, hey Charles, this is something. How did that conversation go?
The short version is he had been leading the church for 50 years, decided he wanted to leave. He said that sometimes we overstay our welcome at places. And so he had been praying for a successor, and he had 100 sons and daughters, many who thought they might be the new pastor. I happened to be at a meeting I wasn't supposed to be at. I ended up presenting. He said, God yelled in his ear, that's your successor.
Wow.
Before I got there, I felt like I was supposed to be there too.
Wow.
And so we sat together in a meeting, and he never told me I was his successor. He handed me a master plan that he had done 20 years prior to that meeting and said that I'm David, you're Solomon. I thought I was supposed to build this.
Wow.
You build the temple.
Wow. Woo.
The rest is history.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was 21. Wow. When I took over, the average age of the church was it was around 75 years old. 1,000, 2,000. I was 24 my first Sunday. So I had a 2.5 to 3 year apprenticeship where he groomed me, and
wow,
my first Sunday
amazing.
I was 24.
Wow.
Shaking in my boots.
Yeah, oh, I can imagine. That's why I asked you, because it's such an honor, but honor aside, wow. It's pretty intimidating and very, very scary. But I think most people get strength from all of those emotions also, and just get up there and just do what they need to do and just make it happen.
I was a young lion. You think you could do anything. I was a little nervous.
Got the sun in your hand,
Simba in The Lion King. I was Simba. But I'm still alive. It's almost 17 years later, and lots of great things.
Yes. Okay, fantastic. Now, for the record, I know it's not nice to ask ladies their age, but you're a guy, so I can ask you, how old are you now?
Timeless.
Okay, wow. That's a good answer. I think I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use that one.
I wanted to do it for you.
Yeah, I'm going to use that one.
I could have told you, but I just wanted to.
Can I take that one?
It's
okay.
yours.
So don't copy. I won't copyright it because you can use it still. But I'm going to use that one.
I kind of got that from Prince, though. The artist Prince. Yeah. He didn't celebrate birthdays. I celebrate birthdays, but he had this whole thing that age is a number.
Yeah, true.
Jenny,
what attended? That's my director. Jenny, are you listening? Because I usually go, I remember the time when Michael Jackson did this. And she's looking at me and I say, yes, I can still remember that far back. So it's okay. I can still remember when I was my first day in kindergarten. So I was like, yes, I can go way back to kindergarten.
Yes.
So that's for her. Timeless, Jenny.
Yes,
timeless.
if you look great, if you're doing great, if you're creating great, who cares?
True, word. Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been an awesome pleasure. And as I mentioned, I'm going to say it again because that's me. If something is great, I mention it 10 times and I make people sick. But if Saturday and this entire weekend is any indication of how blessed we are to have received you, and all of those that are able to experience either your beautiful words in your song or in your sermons, then wow. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. I want to come back.
Yes,
give me a key. Yes. Let me back in.
I'm going to give you a key. Give you the key to Curacao. But I'm going to let Dr. Jenkins hang on to that, No, fantastic. It's such an honor, such a blessing. And enjoy our island in the few days that you have left.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
You're so kind.
You're welcome. Televidente, sa ito nos conversation with Pastor Charles Jenkins, directly from the United States via Silverberg, Florida, Chicago. Curacao se canos, ang tulad na nos diferente aspecto di su carrera, ang tu comenta sin de inspirar, pro meu momento, pela tu marienda kami di iglesia ay na Chicago, super interessante. Tu res na ko experiência durante o fim de semana. Mesa, bota ting weekend de inspiração. Es lang kung missed him, he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back because we're gonna give him the key to Curacao. So, yabi di Curacao pa ipo bim back. Ando mas danki pa bing na Ebenezer Church pa tremendo oportunidad inang celebração de 88 aya di Ebenezer Church. Pausa comercial, ora nos bim back, nos timas, vai papel rose, pink, paso 5 rose, tape, tremendo atividad din luna di November, bon que perde sa aqui, não é nem caminhar.
A friend of mine. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me